Welcome to Marlyn's Reflection. This podcast is dedicated to faith, identity, inner healing, relationships, design, and purpose. Here's your host, Marlyn Rojas.
God bless you and thank you for joining me again. This time around, whether you're listening to this through podcasts, right? Spotify, Anchor, any of the platforms, or even YouTube, I need to speak about spiritual covering. Yes, hold up, just wait and listen. The importance of spiritual covering, of understanding it, it could be exactly that thing that is holding you back. So listen up and don't move. Let me tell you something. Me, a covering? Oh no, I'm good. That's exactly how I sounded. That was me about 7 years ago. And right now, as I'm recording this, it's July 2020. So yes, my brother, my sister, this could take some time. But guess what? It's never too late. The point is that about 7 years ago, that was me. Me, a covering, never. And forget the fact that it's a covering, but now you're talking to me about spiritual covering. That was much harder to understand. You see, if you ever told yourself, or if you ever told me, I need a spiritual covering, nevertheless submitting to it, So what many of us continue to hear is submit to a person, not the significance of a spiritual covering. I didn't know that I was also in that realm and that perspective of not understanding what it is to have a spiritual covering. But I'll tell you a secret. It's exactly the understanding, the revelation that released me into going into any other levels in God, personally and in purpose. Yes, on earth, you have a unique purpose and you need to get ready to walk on it. Stop wasting time. I hope pandemic showed people something. I'm just saying. But moving on, the first question is, have you let God become the Lord of your life? If yes, this will make more sense. If not yet, then keep reading anyway. Or guess what? Keep listening in this case. And if you want to read it, I have this in an article as well. Just find the link at MarlynsReflection.com. So you have to listen to this anyway. Why? Because this might help you understand. What did that even mean? You see, when someone told me that I might need a spiritual covering, I didn't understand what it meant. But I'll try explaining it to you right now in the simplest way. A spiritual covering is a mentor. It's a guidance. It's an advisor, a role model that should be leading you in your spiritual walk. Are you always in agreement with them? No. Are you following whatever they said to do without ever questioning anything? No. But do you trust that they're helping or they're being a help led by God to lead you into the right path? Yes. You see, the latter one is the key. You have to come to understand that a spiritual covering is the leader that God himself has placed before you in this covering season of your life. The one that God allowed to lead you in a specific goal tied to the kingdom of God. And you heard correctly. I said in this covering season. Why? Because a spiritual covering can also be seasonal. It could be temporary. You see, that they are the Moses established by God, it was a revelation I had to understand. If we begin to understand that, then we stand firm, believing and trusting the Lord and his will, it's being done. Humanly speaking, is it easy? Too many. It's not. Too many. It's absolutely not. Why? Because it is easier said than done. It's about perspectives. You see, we're lacking the understanding of the word submission. Therefore, we see both words weak, as if it was wrong in many ways, when in reality, there is power in both. And submission is a whole different ballgame. I need to do a whole different episode for that one. But I need to tell you something. Understanding both words, it is powerful. Understanding one leads to the other. God has established the design of both men and women separately and with an intended purpose and calling for each. That is non-negotiable and unchangeable. When we claim he is Lord of our lives, we begin to yield to submit to his rules, his will, and his design functions for men and women. After we are able to comprehend the above and that I just mentioned, then we can ask for help when needed, guidance when we are lost. Oh, believe me, we have moments of being lost. And we can respond appropriate to good suggestions or not so good in our own opinions. Respect the differences and moreover, We can serve others according to their designs established by God and not our desires. In addition, let's look at the literal meaning of the word covering. According to the dictionary, yes, I use that too. It's a thing used to cover something else, typically in order to protect or conceal it. It's the action carried out to protect an exposed person from an enemy. Oof, that was deep and that was for somebody. And now, the literal meaning of the word submission is the action or fact of accepting or yielding to a superior force or to the will or authority of another person. So let me remind you and conclude with this. I can only embrace and accept having a spiritual covering, someone established by my Lord, to cover me and protect me, especially from an enemy or weapons formed against me. When I finally learn to yield to someone in leadership that God himself has chosen to be my authority representative on earth and or guidance for his own reasons, that he, the Lord, doesn't have to explain to me, to little old me or you, and I learn how to respect their design, no matter how my emotions may be feeling at that moment, and as long as it's according to the word. In doing this, I know I have pleased the Lord, and that is all that matters. As a matter of fact, that is all. He honors and rewards those who honor his people, and everyone in authority was set by him. So in having a spiritual covering, you're honoring God as your covering, not man. And personally, it's the greatest revelation I have ever lived by. You should try it. I hope that helped you in any way, my friends. See you next time. God bless you and God keep you.
Thanks for tuning in. If this show has been a blessing to you, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. For more information, follow Marlyn's Reflection on Instagram. God bless you, and we'll see you next time.